Now, I love you back. But I want to talk about this election now.
Yes.
I do love you. Two years ago, you defied the conventional wisdom in Washington. You remember?
Yes, we do.
They said you can't overcome the cynicism of our politics.
Yes.
You can't overcome the power of the special interests.
Yes.
You can't make progress on the big challenges of our time. You can't elect an African American with a funny name.
That's right.
They say, no, you can't.
Yes, we can.
Sorry, what you say?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And we
You
did.
said, yes, we can.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the trick. Because I know everybody here remembers the inauguration, and even though it was cold, everybody was having a great time. Beyonce was singing, and Bono, and everybody thought, you know, this is great. But our victory in that campaign, that wasn't the end of the road. That was the beginning. The campaign by itself didn't deliver the change that we needed. It just gave us the chance to make change happen.
That's right.
And it made each of you shareholders in the mission of rebuilding our country and reclaiming our future. And I'm back today 2 years later because the success of that mission is at stake. We've got a lot at stake right now. On November 2nd, I'm going to need you just as fired up as you were in 2008. Just as fired up. I want us to just go down memory lane here for the last 20 months so we understand where we've been, what we have to do, and where we're going. After that last election, it was my hope that we could pull people together, Democrats and Republicans, because we had to confront the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. The worst, by far, in most of our lifetimes. Because although we're proud to be Democrats, we're prouder to be Americans. We wanted to bring everybody together. And I know there are plenty of Republicans who feel the same way in this country. But unfortunately, when we arrived in Washington, the Republicans in Congress, they had a different idea. They knew it would take more than a couple of years to climb out of this unbelievable recession that they had created. They knew that by the time the midterm rolled around, that people would still be out of work, that people would still be frustrated, and they figured that if we just sat on the sidelines and opposed every idea, every compromise that I offered, if they spent all their time attacking Democrats instead of attacking problems, that somehow they would prosper at the polls.
No.
So they spent the last 20 months saying no.
Well.
Even to policies that they'd supported in the past. No to middle-class tax cuts. No to help for small businesses. No to a bipartisan deficit reduction committee, a commission that they had once sponsored. I said yes, they said no. I'm pretty sure if I said the sky was blue, they'd say no. If I said they're fish in the sea, they say no. See, their calculation was if Obama fails, then we win. That was their calculation.
We got your back.
Well, they might have thought that playing political games would get them through an election, but I knew it wasn't we're going to get America through our crisis.
That's right. That's right.
So I made a different choice. Instead of playing politics, I took whatever steps were necessary to stop an economic free fall.
That's right. That's good.
I did what we needed to do, even if it wasn't popular, even if it wasn't easy. Because y'all did not elect me to do what was easy. You didn't elect me to spend all day looking at the polls and figure out how to keep me in office. You elected me to do what was right. That's why you elected me. Do what's right.
That's right.
And 20 months later, we no longer face the possibility of a second depression. Our economy is growing again. Private sector jobs have grown 8 months in a row. Thanks to Martin O'Malley's leadership, Maryland has gained over 33,000 jobs since January, the best start of a year since 2000, which, by the way, was the last time Democrats were in charge.
Yep. We remember.
There are 3 million Americans who wouldn't be working today if it weren't for the economic plan we put in place. But the truth is, we've still got a long way to go. We all know that. The hole we were in was so deep. There are still millions of Americans without work. There are still millions of families who can barely pay the bills or make a mortgage. Middle-class families who were struggling even before the crisis hit. And now they're just treading water. So of course people are frustrated. People are impatient with the pace of change. They want things to move a little quicker. I understand that. I'm impatient too. But the other side, they don't have an answer.
That's right.
All they've decided to do is to ride that frustration and that anger all the way to the ballot box. And right now you've got pundits who are saying, well, the other party supporters are more excited. They're saying they're going to turn out at higher levels. They say that all of you who worked so hard in 2008, you might not be as pumped up.
Not in
You
Maryland.
might not be as energized.
Not
You might
here.
not care as much.
Not here.
And you might be willing to let the other folks who left the economy in a shambles go back to Washington and go back to Annapolis, Maryland. I think the pundits are wrong.
That's right.
Yes,
But it's up to you to prove them wrong.
they are. Yeah. They're always
Don't
wrong.
make me look bad now.
That's right.
I'm betting on you, not on them.
We got your back.
But it's up to you
We got your back.
to defy the conventional wisdom.
All right.
It's up to you to show the pundits that you care too much to let this country fall backwards. You want it to keep moving forward.
That's right.
That you're ready to fight for our future.
Yes.
So make no mistake, this election is a choice. And that choice could not be clearer. I mean, think about it. This is not as if candidates in the other party were offering new ideas. They didn't go meditate and say, boy, we really messed up.